Feet, this is a shakedown.
Where are you at, Steve?
Boom. We're back.
We're back. We are back. Hey, Steve. Listen. First of all, what's going on, everyone? This is the Attacking Third right here on the It's a Wrap Sports program. And Steve, we are going to break down the Union fall into a draw against the Houston Dynamo. But again, they saw a familiar face out there that kind of stung them a little bit. Well, we're going to get on that right now. We have
we'll get into that.
We'll get into that, but we'll get into that game. But right now, we actually have a guest in the background. We actually have a friend. I thought we were just two losers, but no, actually, people want to come hang out with us a little bit. And so I got to bring on our guest. He does a great job covering the Colorado Rapids out there in Colorado. I mean, Junior.
What's going on, guys? Thanks for having me on tonight.
Absolutely. Thanks for joining us.
Oh, anytime. So,
you guys are not losers, by the way. Let me just clarify that disclaimer.
Guys,
you guys are the.
And if anyone's here, anybody fans, please give our guy Mike Lyle Jr. First of all, Mike, where can the people find you at?
I'm on Twitter and Instagram. Twitter formerly X, formerly Twitter and Instagram. I know I keep calling it Twitter, but it's now X. And on Instagram,
I do too.
Lyle it's always going to be good to me. Lyle Multimedia. The full word is where you can find me on both Twitter and Instagram. Just search my name fully. I'm right there.
Awesome.
But you guys are the cream of the crop, though.
It's a good time as always. So right off the bat, I didn't know that. I was completely lost. But So anyway, let's talk about this game that's coming up. First, right off the bat, I had no idea about this, but Bradley Cornell mentioned today earlier in the press room that he's looking towards this matchup because the head coach of Colorado, Chris Adams, was his old roommate.
Yes.
They bunked up for a little bit, so they kind of really know each other. They're good friends. So, what can you tell me about what you see from this guy and his message from your inside perspective?
Chris Armas, I should mention the Hall of Famer now. He was inducted into the Hall of Fame this past spring, by the way. So he's now the Hall of Famer, Chris Armas, head coach. But he has turned this franchise into a winning culture now since he was hired a couple of years ago. The Rapids were on some down years. Their glory days since they won the MLS Cup in 2010 were behind them. So they brought someone who had experience and a veteran presence like Coach Armas. And I remember asking my first year covering him about changing the culture of winning, and he has done a phenomenal job with just that. The players have bought into his philosophy. They've had an injury bug this year, so that's why they're kind of been in the struggle right now in the Western Conference. But they still are a legit franchise that can definitely play with some of the best in MLS. And they have adapted to the way he preaches the philosophy of winning. And they work hard and they play hard. And they have some lapses every now and then because they sometimes play down to the competition. But more often than not, the vibe is that they do buy into what he's selling. And that's why they have been, for the last few years, one of the better teams in the league. And they're showing that even now, even though they're struggling. But they are showing some strides of becoming better each and every week.
Yeah, they have been. Last year, I took notes of their defense. Their defense looked solid. It looked like that was their identity last year, a tough team to play against. So what to you, like I said, we don't get to see too much of Colorado. Is it still the same identity? Is it more of a defense side of things? How do you see it?
It is, and you know what Coach Armas preaches the defense right before the offense. I mean, his motto is attack, 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 and then play defense. That has shown in a few of their matches. Most recently, they were in Seattle. They fell behind 3-0, but they had a spirited second half, and they came out, and they were the first team, actually, which I found interesting. They were the first team to go out there to the Pacific Northwest and battle back from being down 3. They ended up going to a tie, but the fact that they had a spirited comeback, again, shows that philosophy that he instills in his players, that we might get down early, but we have to play a full 90 minutes plus in order to they either get a point or 2 points, or at least come away with a win, and they don't quit when they get down early. And that's what's rubbing off on everybody, especially this last match against Seattle. I'm sure they're going to be taking that mindset into this match on Saturday against Philadelphia, even though Philadelphia's a very good squad, as we know. But I would tell you guys, I'm sure the best has been pretty much delivered out there with that fan base and that squad. Do not sleep on this Colorado Rapids team, because they can surprise you and they can humble you.
No. Oh yeah, absolutely. I mean, I noticed in their last 4 games, the 4 out of 5 games they're putting up 3 goals. So I mean, their offense is starting to pick up a little bit, and that's like I said. You talked about Coach Chris Amos. I mean, it's kind of like the same story here with Bradley Cornell. A lot of fans here were hoping this guy would be a failure because no one wanted him to measure up to the Jim Curtins of the world. And listen, when the formula is working and it's winning for this club, and everyone's bought into your message, and you got not just the starting lineup but bench players, the farm system, the mascot, like it's dropping, get in and start playing to your expectations. That's what the beautiful part about this guy, and his message from day one is compete and you'll earn a spot. Compete, and work your tail off since day one. And like I said, it shocked a lot of us media guys and shocked a lot of fans of how quick this guy flipped the script, if you will, for this team.
Yeah, and it's paying dividends right now. It's showing with their ability and what they've done so far. We still have a long ways to go, but I think most people will be pleased with what they've done to this point. And coming off the All-Star break, I'm sure the expectations are going to be even higher now that they put themselves in that position where they could run the table in the East. Fan bases like that are pretty solid when it comes to that.
Yeah, that's what I mean.
On that pedestal, you have to continue to keep that foot on the gas pedal now.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's something that's something me and Steve often talk about. Like, now that this team is now no longer a bottom feeder, they're competing for the supporting shield. So expectations have to change. But the weakness, though, where Colorado could kind of explore with the Philadelphia Union, me and Steve, obviously we take notice about it, is sometimes they'll get beat off the rush, or they'll leave when the opposing team goes for a long stretch pass. They got no one guarding the back door and leaves the goaltender on an island sometimes, and that's where the big mislaps often happen. And Steve's been actually for quite some time has his eye on this game, and it's kind of scaring him a little bit.
Well, Zach Steffen is our goaltender, and as you know, he was called up to USA Soccer a few times with us, so he's already been playing on that level of big-time soccer. So he's not just some rookie goalie that's going to be out there. He has played. In fact, he just came back from the injury, and he's showing some signs of what he had, his ability that he did last year, especially when they ran the table. I believe they actually beat you guys in the League's Cup tournament to get to that next round, and they got, You see, I'm wearing my scarf, but I didn't say I'm wearing my scarf, by the way. I'm wearing my scarf too. So now you know where we all stand here. So now you know. But anyway, he's showing signs, Zach Steffen, of his ability to be a good, solid goalie in between the pipes like he did last year. And after the match on the last week against Seattle, he gave up 3 goals, but he shows some signs that, he's still a little numb, but he's coming back to his old form. And that's why I think a lot of the Philadelphia players and the coaches are really concerned about this match Saturday, because we might be in 7th place in the West, but we are starting to make that trend upward. And as you know, later in the season, it's not how you start, it's how you finish. Then you go from there. We got the Leagues Cup coming up next week. They're going to be playing some of the best in Liga MX. They had a run last year, as I mentioned. We finished third in that tournament, which was a phenomenal run. So they're coming in here with some experience. And yeah, it's a cross-country trip, but they are definitely not a pushover. And this could be a statement if they can go out there and beat you guys and move up even further in the Western Conference standings. And also send a message to the rest of the league. The Rapids are not to be toyed with because they are definitely going to use this momentum going forward and at least closing in on a spot in the MLS playoffs.
Yeah, absolutely. Steve, you got a question?
Yeah, Michael. So you look at when the Union have played West Coast teams, they struggled against the Galaxy. They had to get that comeback win at home against them. They struggled against Houston, and now they're going to go against Vancouver later on in September. They got a Colorado team coming in who's sitting in 7th place right now in the standings, right?
Yes.
We got about 11 games left in the season. How the Union like to press? Who on this Colorado team and when the Union get away, when they play a team who can get them out of their game style and how they want to play, that tends to bother them because they can't get the goals that they can. You just talked about Stefan and the goal in the goalkeeper. Who on this Colorado team should the Union be keeping their eyes on and have a game plan or to make sure that they don't fall behind, like in versus LA, the struggles that they had versus Houston. Who do the Union need to keep their eye on versus Colorado this Saturday?
Georgie and Yappy, the two big players on the Rapids are Georgie and Darren Yappy, because those two have been studs all season long. Georgie's been on the tear with his goal scoring. He's the one player that they want to keep an eye on because he will press, especially from the pitch.
Yeah.
And if they start making their way towards the other side of the field, especially when they get the ball deep in the other team's zone, that's where Georgie is at his best. So if there's a 3-on-2 break or 4-on-3 or whatever kind of break they're on, look out for Georgie to make a play on that pitch because he's usually on one of the guys that they'll get the ball to if he's open, and he doesn't miss from a short or a far distance. And Yappy, he's coming as a sub occasionally this season, but he has been it's like kind of like the basketball, 6-man off the bench. Well, Yappy's been a key acquisition, a key player off the substitution bench. He's coming here. He's actually been a difference maker down the stretch, and he's made some clutch plays. So if anything, those are the two you definitely want to keep an eye on. But Georgie has really been a stud for the Rapids all season. He's been like, when we talking to him in this press conference, he's always been asked the same question. What is it about you and your ability that you like to press? And then when you get on the break, that they're usually the first guy that they look for is where is Georgie at on that break? Because again, he doesn't miss much and he does have a keen shot and he can use his head. He's versatile in those positions where he can get the ball in that point in the box and then make a play.
All right. And then, so to get away from this game,
and
there's been you guys had a departure, and then there's news of, Tom Bogart had news of the Rapids being in talks with the English center back. Do you want to get into to that news at all?
Right. They're talking right now, but I think the main thing is that they want to get through this match first with Philadelphia because, as I mentioned, after this cross-country trip on Saturday, we got to get ready for the league. We got to get ready for the Leagues Cup because that's another tier that's going to be just as challenging, even though it's outside of MLS. But the fact is, there's going to be a lot more heavier competition after this match with Philadelphia they have to get ready for. So they're making some moves now because they want to have a full stack when they start their play in that tournament next week. So, yeah, I would think the main goal here, they want to win, obviously, but even if they don't find a way to win it or maybe get a tie, the next level is the Leagues Cup. And that's going to be just as challenging as MLS because now you got all those powerhouses like Club America. They're going to be playing them again this year. They're going to be playing a couple more teams there just as good out of that league, and it's going to be all hands on deck because, outside MLS, this is the other tier that's going to get them if they can do it again this year to the CONCACAF. So that's the objective. At
All
least
right.
get out there and try and get a win Saturday or salvage a tie. But the thing about the Rapids guys, and this has been something that's been their Achilles heel too, they tend to get off to slow starts. And that drives us crazy sometimes as Rapids fans because we're used to this. We like them to have a better start to their matches. For instance, the game against Kansas City, one of the cellar dwellers in the league in the Western Conference, the way they lost that game, you can just tell the vibe when they lost that game recently, a few weeks or so back. That was deflating because they knew that was a team they knew on paper they were supposed to have won that match, but they got off to such a slow start. The mind was not there. The vibe wasn't there. They had to play back from being down, but by the point they started playing, it was like with almost 10 minutes left in the match, and by that point, they were already deep in the hole. So the issues that the Rapids have had is that they tend to start off slow and like to play catch-up. Against this Philadelphia team, they cannot afford to do that. They did that against Seattle, and they were very fortunate they were able to rally and get a tie out of that match. Against this Philadelphia team, they cannot afford it, especially on the road. They cannot afford to start slow. They got to come out the gates, off the pitch, pressing, making moves, setting up plays. Zach's got to be better between the pipes. They have to play dang near a flawless match if they plan on getting at least some points or a victory on Saturday.
Yeah, I agree. You can't get behind early against us.
Yeah, it's no, I mean, like I said, I like you pointed out what you got to look out for over there. I mean, we could tell you right here, like it's been an amazing story for the Ty Baribo, who's just been the diamond in the rough for this Philadelphia Union team that just came out of nowhere, that no one really, everyone kind of looked past and said, who's this guy? And no, the Philadelphia Union did a great job finding this kid because he's very good at being down low, creating havoc, creating, disguising plays. And you got Kai Wagner off the pitch, he's got the eagle eye. You can find guys in two set pieces. And it's a whole, like I said, it's the whole squad. And one thing about Bradley Cornell's formations, he's not afraid to put Ty Baribo off the bench. You don't know when the guy's going to enter the game. You might be dialed into, all right, let's trap Ty Baribo and shut him down. Ty Baribo might not even be in the game. That's one thing I like about Bradley Cornell's playbook. You don't know which, like he's got 26
he plays chess, not checkers.
You better find out which one he's going.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Not checkers.
He's that's what, and he's very, I mean, one thing again, last home game, obviously taking the 2-1 win against Montreal, but the one thing I liked again is slow start for the Philadelphia Union. I get it, the Heat took a major X factor into it, but he said before he even got into the locker room, the players stood up and said, hey, listen, we got to do a better job playing better. So we got to step up. This is Montreal we're talking about here. So, he said the room already spoke about the issues already before he even got it to address them. And he said that's what he likes about the leadership of this locker room. Stood up and they took the tone. They owned it. Like, all right, we're off to a slow start. We got to get rocking and rolling here. He's like, and like I talked to Steve not to go into other sports, but, I love my 76ers, but there's obviously, you can see there's no leadership there. There's no leader, and if you have the perfect leadership, it changes the philosophy in your locker room.
It does. I mean, the
listen, me and Steve for
the Nuggets had their own the drama this year too. I mean, the all-time winningest coach 2 years ago won a championship here, but he's now out of a job. And, that's part of the issue with this fan base out here is that the best player in the league, you don't want to make him unhappy. They want to make sure they keep Joker happy out here. So they had to make some changes. There's still speculation of whether or not they're going to keep Russell Westbrook here. They brought back I forgot who they brought back. They brought back one key acquisition from a couple of years ago, but now they're looking at the roster to see Michael Porter Jr. is gone. So they're already making changes to that roster. Michael Porter Jr. is gone. He got traded.
Did they bring back Brown?
It was Bruce Brown, right? They brought back
Bruce Brown after they brought
was part of that championship team 2 years ago. So they're trying to retool this roster to compete with Oklahoma City. Because right now, that's the team to beat in both leagues, in both conferences. They're the team to beat. So, welcome to the club, guys. With the 76ers.
And Yeah, I mean, listen, it seems like Joel Embiid's just happy to beat out the Joker for MVP. As long as he's doing that, he don't care about the team or nothing. But that's all different discussion. No, this 76ers team is just a hot mess. I mean, we keep on signing Kyle Lowry's of the world, the Eric Gordon's.
You guys answer that
What's
question.
that?
What's the thing when MB comes out here? That when the Sixers come out here to play, the last couple of years they've come out this way that MB has not played. Is he afraid of the altitude out here or something? There's a running joke out here that maybe Joel Embiid doesn't want to play in this altitude out here. And what's interesting, by the way,
I'll be
Embiid doesn't want to play a lot.
the training camp 2 years ago out here. By the way, you guys remember that, right? The Sixers had a training camp out here at Colorado State a couple years ago. So my thing is, okay, you came out here and held training camp in this altitude. So when they come out here to play the Nuggets, why don't you want to play your best player against Jokic?
Yeah, no, I remember that.
Right. I don't understand. It's must-see TV.
I don't get how you come out here to Colorado
You
State.
want to see the two big dogs scrap.
You come out here to another state in this altitude to hold your training camp, but then you don't want to play the best player on your roster out here when they play the Nuggets. I was saying that doesn't sound right. Then why did you guys come all the way out here then?
That's why I'm glad the Rapids are coming here.
Yeah,
the Union don't have to go out there to that altitude.
Yeah, I know. Listen, a lot of teams don't like playing in Colorado for that very reason, because the altitude will get you. It's the truth. This thin air is not to be toyed with. If you're not used to the elements in the air and all that, teams that are not used to being in these parts are definitely going to have problems. And they say it all the time. The elements of this altitude in these Rocky Mountains out here definitely can toy with you if you're not used to it. The environment's so different. That's why the ball travels far in all the sports outdoors around here, like the Rockies games.
Oh, yeah.
I think the Rockies games are high scoring with the games, and same with the Rapids. I mean, the ball is traveling further because it's that thin air that it just cuts right through it like a hot knife through butter.
Golf off the tee, boom.
Yeah, boom.
Driver's paradise. Yeah, bomber's paradise.
Absolutely. Same with the Rapids matches, the same way. The ball travels further than it usually should in these parts.
Yeah, I mean, listen, it's
because then you
like I said, it's like
that would be our advantage. You guys got to come to our part with the altitude, and that can mess with your players, because if they're not used to playing out here regularly like we are, advantage Rapids.
Big time.
Hey, listen, a few years ago, I think like a couple years back, I seen the Eagles that they came out to Denver. They were breathing oxygen tanks. I mean, it's a whole different world out there. So you're absolutely right. I mean, like you said,
no joke. They do say that about athletes that come out here. They don't like playing in these parts because of the altitude. It scares them.
I believe it.
I gotta tell you though,
our favorite
I've been out here for almost 3 years, guys. I have not felt this altitude that they talk about here in Colorado. I'm like, air to me is air. I'm from the East. I say to everybody, what altitude? I'm like, I don't feel anything about the altitude. I'm breathing the air like everybody else does. Like, what are y'all talking about with this altitude difference? It's not bothering me. So maybe it's a mind thing. I don't know.
Yeah. Hey, listen, if you could survive a winter in Philly, New York, I think you could survive anywhere. So, listen, our guy Joe House checking. He says this is great. I love this. This is one of our great listeners to the show. Joe, make sure you give our guy Michael Law Jr. here a follow on all the social media platforms. Hit him up. Give him. We definitely appreciate it. Again, before we gotta let you go there, Mike. Where can everybody find you on social media?
Again, I'm on Twitter. Okay, I'm sorry. It's to me. I'm not sorry. It's Twitter.
It's Twitter. We know.
Thank you. It's called Twitter to me still. I don't care what Elon Musk calls it. It's Twitter. I'm at Lyle Multimedia on Twitter and also Lyle Multimedia on Instagram. You can also find me on Facebook at my full name there, Michael Lyle Jr. So I'm on 4 different platforms. You can find me. I'm right there.
Yeah, well, listen. Look, and this is the first time me and Steve getting to meet you. Obviously, we love having you on, and of course, now you've been a part of the Attacking Third. This is now our 5 years of running this show. Actually, it was a late great friend of mine, one of my best closest childhood friends, to actually create this podcast. He actually he's passed on, but he created this show. So again, I always contribute to him. As always, my man Gus. But listen, I've been, me and Steve have been holding the fort down. We've been running with this thing. Again, thank you so much for joining us. And of course, Give us a food. Now, this is the game that's going to be going on. What is a special Colorado sandwich or something that you would be dialed into watching this game?
A Colorado sandwich, huh? And there's a lot of good. Let me just say, you can never go wrong with a good steak out here, because we're in this part of the country. There's a lot of cattle out there, and there's a lot of there's a lot of if you can't see barely behind me, but there's a lot of open land behind our building here outside my studios. But there's a lot of open land. They have a lot of farm raised cattle and produce. I mean, this is one of the top agricultural parts of the country that I'm at right now. So there's a lot of meat. There's a lot of vegetables, homegrown products. So you can never go wrong with a good juicy steak out here. That's part. And if you're a fan of cuisine, you like them. They have the Mexican culture out here too. So this is the West now. So there's a lot of that cuisine out here as well. That's just as good. So you can never go wrong with that either. But the big thing out here is a good old juicy, good thick steak. Farm raised cattle.
You're preaching to the gobbler.
Yeah. And there's a lot more than just steak here, though.
Yeah,
but steak is a big draw out here. Beef is a big thing out here.
You can't beat that. A 4:30 start with a steak over there for you guys.
Why not?
Beat that.
Hey, they give a steak at the press box at the Rapids matches. They actually have thinly sliced filet mignon some nights for us media folks at the Rapids matches.
Really?
Do it up for you guys.
Oh yeah.
Heck yeah.
They do it up nice for us out here when we cover them. They do a lot of good cuisine for us at the Rapids matches.
Because they got all that cattle up there to be able to do it. That's what it is.
Absolutely. And they make it so nice. Like this is how you know you're in Colorado. You're getting filet mignon at a soccer match.
I love it.
And that's great. So yeah, give me 1 minute.
Michael, we're gonna wrap up with you. I really appreciate you coming on. Give me your final score. What do you got as a final score for this?
I think this is going to be a very close match. I don't think it's going to be a runaway for either team. I think it's probably going to be a 2-1 affair. I think defensively, also given the stakes that the Rapids are playing against one of the top teams in the league, they play at their best when they're playing against a better competition too. So I think they're going to be really locked into this match. I know Coach Armis has already preached that at his press conference. He already said they know this is the match that they've been waiting for. They know that coming across the country, they got to adjust the time zone. They know that they just came off a match that they really should have lost and were fortunate to come away with a tie. Right. So as I mentioned, a slow start here is not going to be what the doctor ordered. They got to come out ready to play from the jump right off the pitch. And I think it's going to be a 2-1 affair. I think it comes down to a late goal in the second half.
I got it being 2-2. I think the Union are going to get up on them early, but I think a little bit of a hangover for Ty and Kai.
A tie wouldn't be bad. We'll take a point out of that. And we'll still maintain our spot. We'll take a tie. I mean, a tie wouldn't be a bad thing either. I mean, obviously, if you get a tie against the top team in the league, then at least there's no moral victories. But in this particular case, the way the Rapids have been playing all season, I'm sure that they wouldn't be too disappointed with coming away with a tie on a cross-country trip.
No Harriel, no Westfield because of yellow card accumulations and all that. So I just have a feeling Bedoya is going to be put in a Swiss Army knife position like he had been during international duties. So that's why I can really see it being a 2-2 draw, like I said. And
we'll take the point. We'll take that. We'll take a point if we come away with a point. We'll be glad to take that point going into the Leagues Cup. We'll be happy with that. And it would also still send a message, though, that we're still playing with the best and we're still not losing to the best. So if we get a tie, great. I mean, that would send a message to you guys too that listen, teams from the West.
Hey, listen, I'd say
wake up.
MLS Cup come MLS playoff time. I mean, you could very well be seeing one of those teams from the West. Maybe the Rapids if they make a run later in the season. Who knows?
Absolutely.
Who knows?
Absolutely.
We might see you guys in the Leagues Cup. Oh wait, you didn't qualify for the Leagues Cup this year, right? Are you in the league? You're not in the Leagues Cup this year, right? That's right.
Nope. We're in the Open Cup. U.S. Open
this year. We spoiled that party last year for you guys. That's why
we got regulated down to the U.S. Open Cup. We got to make our way back up to Leagues Cup and Champions Cup. That's what it is. That's what it was.
We came out there and spoiled that party last year. That's
because of you. Yes. Because of you guys. Yes.
And I think we could do it again this year. I think we might do it again Saturday. I think we can maybe do it once more. Why not?
Darn you!
It's gonna be a good one. It should be a good one.
I think either way, like I said, if we come away with a tie, we'll be happy, we'll be satisfied. 1 point won't hurt. It's better than getting no points.
Yeah, it should be like it
And
should be a 1
considering the
point
Rapids have
deficit,
also
or
played,
like I said, I haven't predicted.
yeah, they've beaten some of the teams in the West already. They beat the top team
Yeah,
in the West. They beat San Diego
I
earlier
agree.
already. The
My
expansion team
prediction is
that is
going to
supposed to be the
be
better team, they beat them already. They beat Vancouver convincingly recently. So the Rapids have beaten already some of the top teams in our conference. So that's why I'm saying we are not coming out there on a fluke mission here. We have really played some of the best and have beaten the best. So you guys might want to tread carefully this Saturday with us.
Yeah, I hear you.
And I think we have the best
yeah.
goaltenders
We expect
in
it.
soccer right now.
We expect it. Listen,
At least that's what I think.
yeah, yeah. And listen, if Andre Blake's in there, it's a totally different ball game. I feel more confident. You know, when Andre Blake's locked in like a wolf spider, he's definitely a tough customer. Andrew Rick, I've they all joke is I vouch for this guy to get to be the backup, but
Just watch out for
thing
Georgie and
is,
Yappy, guys.
you know,
Just watch out for our
it depends who's in
two
there.
head
If I,
roster. Georgie and Yappy are still on the roster. Watch out for them if they're out
Yeah.
there on the pitch. Keep an eye on them. This is gonna be a fun one. I
oh
cannot wait
man,
for this
he
one.
says Joe House says when can he call it? Yeah, absolutely.
Ooh,
Listen, we're
we gotta
excited.
get on AB for that.
You'll be hearing from me
Yeah.
Saturday night too, guys. If they win, just know that I'm not going to hold back.
Look on socials. Look on socials for Michael if Colorado beats them. Yep.
I will be tweeting about it. I'll be posting about it. I will definitely be having a field day with this one on Saturday night. And I'm going to be in Baltimore actually. So I'm traveling with the Rockies this weekend when they play the Orioles. So I'll be watching that match on Saturday as well out there.
Okay, nice. You're everywhere.
Yeah, I try to be. Like you guys. This show's been great. You guys have been doing it for 5 years.
Awesome.
Keep it going. Keep up the great.
I appreciate that.
Show. You're doing a great job.
Yes. And listen, you're on 5 years. This show. Thank you. Yeah, absolutely. So, Joe, just ask away, Joe. Joe's like one of our favorite listeners of the show. But again, like I said, I think it's going to be a 2-2 split between the two clubs. Like I said, I'm really excited to see how this game is going to play out. Very, very thrilled. But again, Michael, thank you so much for joining the show. Again, everyone, Joe Hal, Rick, everybody who's watching the show, give our guy Mike Lowell Jr. a follow on all the social media platforms, whether it's Twitter, Facebook, Instagram. Listen, just give him a follow. Does a great job covering Colorado sports. I love his work. Letting my eyes got into when I saw the graphic, and I said, what better way to bring him into the attacking third? But anyway, Michael, you enjoy the rest of your night, sir, and we'll keep in contact, my friend.
Absolutely, Pat and Steve. Thank you so much, guys. This was nice. This was great. And hope to be back on again. But like I said, we'll talk, I'm sure, at some point Saturday on social media about this match. So maybe you'll have the last laugh or I'll have the last laugh. One of us is going to have the last laugh on Saturday. We'll see.
Absolutely. We'll be looking for it. Have a good one.
You guys. Take care. Thank you.
My
Facebook, just follow my name on Facebook. He's
buddy.
asking where you can follow me on Facebook. Just search my full name on Facebook, Joe.
Yep.
As you see in the graphic there. That's how you can follow me there.
Just follow Michael Lawler Jr., Joe, and hold response.
I got you. Yep.
All
Thank
right.
you, guys. This was a
All right,
pleasure.
Mike.
I really
Thank you so much,
appreciate it.
brother.
Have a good night.
See you, buddy. Oh, crap. Yeah, good night, sir. Listen, that was a lot of fun. I had a blast.
Lots of fun.
Mike was great.
We gotta get out to Colorado.
He gave us a lot of inside scoop about. Yeah, it seems like it. We gotta get a stakeout in Colorado. Yeah,
that's what it sounds like.
My gosh, what are we doing wrong? I mean, they get the filet mignon. Why? We need a filet mignon. But listen,
probably a great view out there too. Great views out there too. I bet better than the Schuylkill. You know what I mean?
Yeah, dude, the whole town was beautiful. So, anyways, let's talk about what happened on Saturday, Steve. There
Oh
was
gosh.
a problem. Houston, we have a problem.
It
And
was
again,
it was
Bedoya sets the
frustrating.
tone of the game.
Yeah, he did. Yeah, he did.
He sets the Bedoya. Oh my gosh! You know, again, let's talk about. Let's break it down. Andre, Jacob Glezis off the rush finds it makes a weird with the ball kind of going in the wind down there in Houston. Makes a pass to Andre Bedoya. Andre Bedoya finds the back of the net, sets the tone of the game. The crowd's going nuts, all that good stuff. But then gets Jacob McGlynn to kind of rouse the cages. It kind of reminded the Philadelphia Union, do you remember me now and how dangerous my left foot is? And as he shoots a laser to the back of the net on Andre Blake, that was like a dagger to my heart.
No, Rick. It was Rick. Rick was in goal. Rick was in goal.
Yes, yes.
That's why I really wanted Rick to be able to get that save.
Yeah, same. I was hoping he would come up with the big save, and he didn't, unfortunately. Jacob McGlynn would find the back of the net, reminded, like I said, the whole Philadelphia franchise, hey, do you remember me, the guy you moved on from? Ricky is saying, Pat, are you on Facebook? Yes, sir. And the Union should have
Yeah, they
won on
should
Saturday.
have.
Yes, they should have, Joe. On
They got
paper,
robbed.
they should have took care of this. Yeah, they did. Robbed by one of the Philadelphia Union's own greats, Jacob McGlynn. But again, they should have walked out with the W. They should have had this one dead to rights. And so now, Steve, again, kind of leading into this game, uh, don't everything that looks on paper doesn't go according to paper. You know what I'm saying? This should have been a W, and I should be feeling better about myself.
Yeah. And just like what Michael was saying, if Colorado can come into Subaru Park and get a draw and get 1 point, you're happy with that. And normally you would have been happy with going into Houston and getting a 1-1 draw. But you had the ref with how many yellow cards in that game. You had the VAR called back the penalty shot because Nathan Harriel jumped too high and couldn't control his arms in the air. So they took that back. So, that was in the 85th minute. That should have been a penalty kick for the Union to possibly go up 2-1. But you had Frankie would get the red card for headbutting,
Yeah.
where I defended the headbutt because, look, in the heat of the moment, when the guy who just committed a foul against you gets up in your face, the ref has to do a better job at controlling that. You can't allow the player who committed the foul to then get in Frankie's face like that. He introduced and allowed that the headbutt. And yeah, was it wrong of Frankie? Because he knows you headbutt another player, you're going to get the red card automatic. But at the end of the day, heat of the moment, I really don't blame him. But now it puts the Union in a rough spot for this Saturday against Colorado because you're without Nathan Harriel, you're without Frankie Westfield in a position where you're already shorthanded. But Saturday was just a lot of you couldn't get a pace of the game really going because of how many times the ref was blowing the whistle and calling yellow cards or calling fouls. Jack McGlynn's celebration of kissing the Houston crest. You normally don't celebrate when you score a goal against your former team, but that told me there's bad blood. Jack McGlynn didn't like the way that things ended. So, it is what it is. But I thought it was weird. You got Gazdag got a goal Saturday, McGlynn got a goal Saturday, and I believe Jack Elliott got a goal. And then Pereira, a former Union for NYCFC got a goal as well. So a lot of former Union players got a goal on Saturday, which was weird.
Yeah, that is kind of weird. That's a little weird itself. But yeah, no, man. Again, you mentioned about bad blood. For him to do that, kind of putting a dagger into the heart, just like I said, hey, you made the mistake on moving on from me, and I'm going to make sure I pay dividends on it get hurting you. And again, Jacob Glenn probably loved to hear, and and for the franchise to move on from him and said, okay, I'll remember you. I'll remember you. I'll make sure you pay the piper. And like you said, with this team being paper thin now on Saturday without no Harrell, without no Frankie Westfield, and we all know Frankie could cause some havoc, and whether it's physically, mentally, all that stuff.
He's got a little hothead to him a little
you
bit.
need him out there. So he's got a little hot. He's young. He's a little hot-headish. But you're going to need him out there for not just his scoring, but his he can facilitate the ball pretty good. And now with that not being
your
availability, I'm going to be curious to know how Cornell's going to play this one out.
Hey, he did what he had to do during international duties. I think when he slid Bedoya back at right back, he'll probably put Mbaizo. He might put Mbaizo there and start Wagner at left back. So, he's at least got options. You just wish that they had a little bit more availability for them. And Pat, make sure you send Ricky a friend request.
Yes, sir.
Don't leave him hanging. He's always watching.
I will make sure I take good care of my buddy Ricky. Yes, Ricky.
There we go.
I will take care of you, buddy. I got you. I got you, bud.
No, but it was disappointing Saturday.
But let's
wanted to win.
It was very, very disappointing. But let's shed away from it because, again, we got to see how Saturday plays out. We talked that well enough with Michael Lyle Jr. and what his takes are, how he sees the team. But I think Michael Lyle forgot a little piece of information about his squad, though. His squad is not so great on the road. 2-5. What I got dialed up here in my notes? 2-5-4 on the road. Yeah, we struggle on the road a little bit. We struggle just a little bit on the road. So as much as he
said, you take him out of
ready
that
to rock with that squad.
Altitude.
Listen, your altitude and a Philly altitude, two different worlds. Then you're going to have to deal with the Philly attitude. Yeah. Your latitude versus the Philly attitude is two different worlds, my friend. So little bit. It's going to be a little bit different. But let's talk about some good things because this has been a good summer, believe it or not, there, Steve. Because not only does Kyle Schwarber get the MLB All-Star MVP, but another player in Philadelphia sports gets the
true.
MLS
I didn't even think of that.
All-Star MVP, and that's Todd Bad Boy Baribo.
Right there it is.
Gosh,
right
man,
there.
This guy is just a ball of fire this summer. Yes. I mean,
it's going to cost him.
Take it away.
It's going to cost the Union.
Again, like I said, my body just got down on that
keep
one.
Him. It's going to cost him to keep him. Yeah. I think so. His contract's up at the end of this season, but they'll have it. They'll have the rights to him to be able to sign him. But what he's been able to produce since he's become full time in the starting lineup, it's going to cost a pretty penny to be able to keep him. So I don't know if they're going to dig that deep into the pocketbooks. So we'll see. So we got to get everything you can out of him this season.
Yeah, if he's going to want to ask for the money bag at the end of the season, he might ask for not 2 but 3 money bags. I'm curious to know if that Union front office will deliver. And more times than not, it's sayonara. We don't need to
win
do
a cup.
Go
win a cup, and everything that might change.
I mean, he's playing out of his mind right now. I mean, it's curious to know how they're still waiting to pay him. So I don't like this. I don't like the signs of this, Steve. I mean, this is
Got to
where he wants
enjoy
to
the
put the
ride
money
now.
bagged right now in his front doors. Yeah, you want because usually
And
by now you want to
you
put
got
the
to do the
money
same
bags
thing
right
with
on his front
Schwarber too.
door.
You got the same problem with
Yeah,
Schwarber too. Both of them are on for
or do.
are due for due for back up the brinks.
And Schwarber and Ty Barulo are balling out this summer. Like I said, Kyle Schwarber gets the MLB MVP. Ty Bad Boy Barulo gets the MLS MVP, All Star MVP. I mean, man, and now both those players may be out of here if they don't get the money back on their front door. But yeah, we'll see what happened with Ty Bad Boy Barulo. Again, he was actually in the game, Kai Wagner. So I was happy to get him in
Started,
there.
yeah.
Uh, started. So it was happy to see
Yeah.
Kai Wagner in the game. It was nice. And how about it? Did you like? I actually liked it. I like it kind of reminded me of one of the hockey challenges. Did you like the MLS challenge of the targets and all that stuff? I thought that was pretty decent.
Yeah, that's fun because it really showcases what they can do and how these guys can really shape their passes and their shots and all that stuff. And because they can't really do it, showcase those things in the game sometimes. So for them to be able to go out there and really showcase their creative, almost street skills sometimes with those things, it's cool for them to be able to do that and for us to see it because I know I can't do that.
No. Actually, I mean, listen. The only thing I'm kicking is my own shin. But no,
Yeah, I'm just
it's
I'm just dribbling it. I'm like,
yeah. Well, I'll be playing pocketball. That's all different story. But anyway, no, it's I love the MLS challenges at the MLS All Star game. That's good, Joey. I'm glad you tuned in. And I guess, like I said, it's weird. I'm out. Like I'll watch it. Like I'll watch the slam dunk competition. But to me, I'm only there to watch one challenge, the 3-point competition. And just like with
same.
the NHL, like they have the same kind of challenge where you have to hit the plates with the hockey puck, all four corners, and who's got the fastest slap shot. That stuff interests me. Like I'm like I said, the home run derby doesn't do anything for me anymore. But again, this challenges. I like a good unique challenge. Keep me interested in stuff like that. I'm more about the challenges, like a challenge than the game itself. To me, a game itself, it's
No
more
one's
like a
trying.
workation. You're there, no one's trying. You're kind of like lollygagging. All the players are just yik yakking. No one's really pushing each other and all that stuff. So, Joe House he also says, will the All-Star game come back to Philly? Well, yes, for the MLB. I don't know if he'll come here yeah, I would imagine at some point he'll get here to Philly. But Steve, it's almost that time. We got to go around the league. And there's a couple games on the slate that had my eyeball. So let's do it. Let's get into the MLS schedule as we should. Again, Steve, let's kick it off right.
Friday and Saturday games.
Let's kick it off. We get some Friday action, some Saturday. So Friday, right off the bat, not a bad game to start off with. Let's go to Columbus and Orlando in Columbus.
Gazdag got his first goal for Columbus last week. I have a feeling it's gonna fire start and kick start something there for them. So I think Columbus, this is gonna be a good one too. 12-win team, 10-win team in Orlando, 12-win team for Columbus, but I think Columbus wins 3-1.
I'm going to go give the slight edge to Columbus at home, 2-1 over Orlando. I'm with you there. New England would also host Montreal. Who do you have?
I'm going to go with New England. Montreal, we saw what they can do. They got fight, but I just think New England is that actually fighting for something. They're actually fighting for one of those last playoff spots. So, give me
Okay.
New England.
You're gonna go to New England. I'm gonna go with the trap game. I'm gonna go Montreal. I think that kid,
Oh
Prince
wow,
of Who, yes, shown a lot, and I'm gonna go with the
made you a
upset there.
believer.
Next game made me a believer. That kid made me a believer in more ways than one. Joe Howell
Made
goes
Joe
to
a believer.
Montreal also. Yeah, I did make Joe a believer. FC Dallas hosting NYCFC. Who do you have?
I'm gonna go as much as it pains me. I'm gonna go with NYCFC.
Okay, I'm gonna go same route. I'm gonna go NYCFC as well. Next on the slate, you have Houston hosting LA Galaxy.
Galaxy, they've gotten it together a little bit, and I'm only gonna do this because of I don't like Houston anymore. Because
I'm
after
with you.
Saturday, I'm gonna go with the Galaxy.
Wow. I'm gonna go with a 1-1 draw. My
Oh,
first
going
draw.
draw. I'm writing them down tonight too.
Joe
I'm
House
writing them
says
down.
NYC. Nice. Joe says NYCFC. Let's go to the next game on the slate. LAFC hosts Portland. Decent game to watch.
Yeah, I just think LAFC is just after watching what Bohanga was able to do, because I don't really watch a lot of other teams other than the Union.
Right.
For the most part, I watch a lot of highlights more than anything. So really being
Right.
able to watch Bohanga at the MLS All-Star game last night, he's incredible. Um, and I just LAFC, our Portland doesn't have anyone to stop him, so I'm giving LAFC.
Yeah, give me a 2-0 win LAFC over Portland.
Nice.
Game to watch on a
Joe,
Friday.
Joe's got a
Joe
2-2
says,
draw.
wow. San Diego and Nashville. Woo.
Some Union news there.
Woo. Game of the night.
The Union just loaned David Vasquez to San Diego for the rest of the season with
No
the
way.
option to to buy him, I believe, after the season. So Jose Nunez broke that news earlier in the day. It was either yesterday or earlier in the day today. I forgot. So that's good for them. But I think Nashville's going to get the win over San Diego, unfortunately.
I think so too. This Nashville team on the road is trouble waters. As good as they are at home, they're just as better on the road.
Yeah, seriously.
All right, so we're both going to go Nashville. Now we go Saturday into a decent game, probably the game of the night. We're going to go into Inter Miami hosting Cincinnati.
This one is going to be incredible. Both teams are just lighting it up on with wins right now. But I can see this one. This is where I got a draw. I got a 3-3 draw.
Believe it or not, I see a beat down in Miami. I see a 4-0 win Miami. The way Messier is playing lights out the soccer right now. Gosh, he is really he's zoned in.
Goals and assists too. It's not just goals. He's distributing the ball too. So I think he's going out there and he's trying to prove a point this season.
Yeah, he is. He's definitely trying to prove a point. Wow, even Ricky House, Ricky's kind of chimed
Ricky's
in.
getting some picks in. Yep.
Yeah, there you
Joe
go.
got
There you go.
Nashville. And Joe got Cincy. So all of us there. So Joe got Cincy. I got a draw, and you got Miami.
Yes. Yes. So that's the split there. Then we'll head down to your state, DC. DC's hosting Austin.
Austin just did a real good job at hosting the All-Star break and All-Star game and everything. I'm going to give it to them. I'm going to say Austin beats DC United. DC United is just so bad.
They are garbage. I'm going to go.
So bad.
Give me Austin as well. They are. I thought that every time I think that team's going to take a step forward, they take 20 steps back. It's amazing.
They really should be better too. They really should be better than they are. But
you have a playmaker not doing squat with them.
No, just wasted him.
Poor
years.
Bednick. Just wasting his youth.
We got
sitting there.
We got Austin across the board.
We got Austin across the board. We already talked about the Philly matchup. We're going to go to Charlotte, hosting Toronto.
Charlotte and Toronto. Toronto's look at Charlotte. 3 wins in a row. I think they continue it. Give me Charlotte. I think they're learning life after I can't pronounce it. Agumang.
Yes.
I believe something like that. I can never pronounce it.
Yes, give me Toronto. Give me a 1-0 Toronto win. Uh-huh.
Joe's got Charlotte. Got Charlotte winning.
Joe's got Charlotte as well. Let's go to Atlanta. Atlanta and the Seattle Sanders. I got to go with my squad. Seattle.
Yeah. Seattle's definitely pissed. They let Mike Lau, his Colorado Rapids, come back after being up 3-0 over Colorado. So I think Seattle goes into Atlanta, gets a win.
And handle it. All right. Now we're at St. Louis and Minnesota.
Minnesota's another one of those teams, I think, top up there in the West, number 3 in the West. So they're playing for top seed. They're only 2 points out of first place. Give me Minnesota.
Give me St. Louis. I need a trap game right here. Give me another trap game. Give me St. Louis with a 2-1 win.
2-1. Wow.
All right. 2-1. Let's go to the game after that. Chicago hosting the Red Bulls.
Yeah. This is going to be a grind game. This is going to be a game of who wants it more. Because you got the Red Bulls are in 9th, Chicago's in 10th. So those are they're fighting for that final spot. But I think the Red Bulls get it.
You're taking the Red Bulls. Okay, I'm going to take Chicago.
Chi-Town.
I'm going to go Chicago. Give me Chi-Town 3-1.
Oh, Ricky's got Seattle. Ricky's with you, and no, we all took it. We all took Seattle. Yep.
Yes. Then after that, we have Utah hosting San Jose.
San Jose, they're just so bad. It'll be a trap game, but Salt Lake is sitting in 10th place, so it's not like they're the cream of the crop. So, but I'm gonna give me
right.
Yeah, give me Salt Lake.
Same. Give me Salt Lake as well. And of course,
Joe's
the
with
last
you. He's
game
got
on
Chicago.
Okay, Joey. Okay. Then the last game on the slate, Vancouver is supporting Kansas City. I'm going to go Vancouver dominates them like a 5-0 win, 5-1, something like that. Something they just play because
I know San Diego wouldn't want that because Vancouver, if they get 5
no.
goals, that goal differential, oh man. But yeah, I'm with you. Vancouver all the way.
Okay.
Joe's got Salt Lake, Ains got Vancouver as well.
All right. So listen, those are our picks for the weekend. We'll see what happens, Joe. We'll see who wins this one. I love doing my picks for you guys, Joe. We love having you on, brother. Next time, again, guys, and we want to thank Joe. We want to thank Joe, Ricky, Michael Lawler Jr. for joining the show. Give us an insight on what we kind of expect will be coming at Philadelphia. Well, we know he'll be chirping like a bird during the game. So me and Steve kind of expect that to come our way. So again, lots of fun from Michael Lawler Jr. But let's go Union, and we'll catch you next Thursday, same time, same place, right here on It's a Wrap Sports. But coming up, Matty B, right after this. Guys, have a good one. See you later. Bye-bye.